All right. Hi, everyone. My name is Jessica Hatch. I am the owner of Hatch Editorial Services, which is a freelance editing sole proprietorship. And I started this playlist, which this is the very first of my free webinars. I started this playlist because I've been fielding for like 3 years now, ever since I went full-time freelance, a whole lot of questions from aspiring freelance editors. And I just really feel like there is a niche out there of people who want to use their English degrees for something other than admin work or trade publishing or anything like that. And since I've had some monetary success and some financial freedom, allowing me to travel the world, do some really great things in the past 3 years, I thought I wanted to share that expertise with you. So once a month, I'm going to be doing some educational help to you for free here on YouTube and also on my website, startyourediting.business. If you have any questions related to the topic, then you can just share them in the chat window over there, or you can email me at hello@startyourediting.business. And today I thought we would start with really the first thing that I advise anyone who comes to me and asks me how they can become a full-time freelance editor, which is the what and why of saving to become a full-time freelancer. I think this is a crucial place to start for a lot of reasons I'll get into a little bit later in the webinar. But I think that first we should cover the what, obviously. So you should have an emergency savings fund, even if you're not a freelancer. It's crucial to have this part of your personal finances, I suppose I should say. Can you tell it's been a really long week for me so far? Thanks for sticking with me. Many financial experts suggest that you have an emergency savings fund for those rainy days, for viral pandemics where people are furloughed or not making as much income as they once did, for a lot of different reasons. And usually financial experts, depending on who you talk to and your risk level, your accustomed lifestyle, will suggest anywhere between 3 and 9 months worth of emergency savings funds for you to have a safety net. I personally think it's a good bet to pick the middle ground between those two. So try to make a target of 6 months worth of emergency savings. And this doesn't mean your current paycheck, because let's face it, sometimes our current paycheck when we're under an employer is less than we really need every month. And sometimes in some cushy respects, it's more than we need every month. But rather than looking at that as 6 months worth of savings, you should calculate what your essential expenses are every month. That's your groceries, your rent or your mortgage payment, your car payment if you have one, or any other transportation costs, whatever that is per month. Those things you cannot really survive without paying because we live in a capitalist society. Multiply that number by 6, and that is your 6-month savings fund goal. And obviously also keep this money in a savings account that is separate from your personal checking and your business checking accounts. I really feel like I shouldn't have to say this, but when you have those savings funds in a separate bucket, it's a little less tempting to dip into them for something fun or for another savings goal that you have than it would be if it was just right there for the taking with your debit card having access to it. So those are the things that you should do. That's the what. But I also want to get into the why. I have covered one reason that it's important to have an emergency savings fund, which is times like this, rainy days, unexpected circumstances, whether it is a global pandemic, whether it's your car breaks down and you need to have an expensive repair you didn't budget for. And then, of course, there are times in a freelancer's life where there are slow periods and where there are fast periods. And if you have a period where clients are few and far between, it can be really helpful for your anxiety levels if you know, man, I didn't quite gross what I needed to this month, but it'll be okay. It's not the ideal circumstance, but I can transfer what I need to meet my monthly expenses over from savings. That is so crucial. It takes a lot of the scrambling and poorly motivated decisions that a freelancer might make out of the equation, because we're not thinking feast or famine. We're thinking I can be more educated and more sophisticated about the goals that I take, about the books that I take on, about the clients I really want to work with, instead of just saying yes to everything and being miserable at 4 a.m, chugging your 5th cup of coffee of the day. I've been there. It sucks. So that is a crucial reason why you should have an emergency savings fund. And then also, I think that finally, just saving up, the act of saving towards that goal can really show that, number one, you have what it takes. The dedication, willpower, and organization to do something like that shows that also you have those same characteristics to run your own company. That's crucial. It really shows you that you can do it. And the fact that you're saving up towards this goal means that you know that you want to be a freelance editor. You're not falling into it out of the blue. And as a result, I think that if you have the time and the proclivity to do so while you're still working for an employer, and if your employer does not have any sort of restriction on you about outside work, whether that's a general non-compete agreement or whether that says, like, say you work for a trade publisher and your non-compete says you can't edit for anybody else. In those cases, yeah, probably don't take on freelance clients. Please don't do anything that jeopardizes your current work experience. But if you are able to, while you're saving, you can use this period of intense savings also as a time to start building up your network of clients, really start getting that momentum going, experimenting with pitch styles, experimenting with how you want to price yourself, whether an hourly rate or a price per word really works better for you and for your clients, and just really what you enjoy about the experience, what you want to bring to your full-time practice, right? So these are good things because your risk is super low. You already have paychecks coming in. Those extra paychecks from your freelance clients are just, the cherry on top, maybe a little bit extra to put towards savings, maybe because you're working so hard during all of this time. Treat yourself to a nice, dinner of takeout, since we're living in shelter in place right now, or a nice pair of shoes to show off the next time that the streets are safe. You can really take more risks, is what I'm trying to say, because the financial risk to you is low, because you're saving up and because you haven't gone full-time yet. So in a nutshell, just really briefly to recap, what you need an emergency savings fund before you go full-time freelance. It'll really reduce your anxiety levels and help you succeed. I recommend it being about 6 months worth of your monthly expenses, not your current paycheck at your current job. I think there are a lot of great reasons why you should do this, including peace of mind, an ability to build momentum while you're still at an employer, and finally, just I think that's about it. So that was a lot of information packed into about 10 minutes. I have plenty of time to chat with you. If anyone has any questions, there is a live chat function. It should be to the right of your screen. So if anyone has any questions, please feel free to type those in and I will see if I can answer them to the best of my ability. While I'm waiting for any questions, I do want to let you know that I am in the process of developing all those phone calls that I've told you I've taken over the last 3 years as a full-time freelancer. I've had tons of young people call me and ask me how they can get started, and I want to help them. I'm building this into a course. I will, of course, still offer my advice for free for anyone who's just graduated high school or college. I think it's crucial that you have avenues of advice and mentorship open to you that don't cost you an arm and a leg. But I will be packaging this into a professional course with a lot of downloadable templates and spreadsheets and fun stuff for you to really make your own financial freedom flourish as a freelance editor. And so while that's building, though, you can still benefit. You can benefit in a few ways. You can tune in once a month for these free educational webinars. I don't have the June date picked out, but I do have the June topic picked out. I'll be talking about 3 places that you can find clients that I think are reputable and worth your while. This is especially helpful. Even now, 3 years on, I probably am about 50-50 with people who find me via my website because my SEO has gotten to a point where people find me that way. But then also about 50%, possibly a little bit more, still find me through different job boards and professional organizations I belong to. So we'll be doing a dive into 3 of those in June. So you can tune in here on YouTube. If you subscribe to my channel, you can check it out anytime on this playlist. Or if you go to startyourediting.business/webinar, this is like a little virtual living room I've set up where we can all hang out on beanbag chairs, like it's the common room in college, and watch this together, ask questions. I think the chat function is only on YouTube, so you'd have to navigate here, but that's just an easy place to find it without having to subscribe to my YouTube channel necessarily. Another thing that you can do, which does cost money, is my early access community membership. So while I'm building that course, I still want to benefit you and your business in different ways. So yes, you can just do these free webinars once a month and maybe get your question asked. I know it's kind of crickets on this first one, but who knows, maybe in the future those questions and answers will blow up. If you join the community membership, you're going to be getting exclusive access to private Q&A sessions twice a month. So these will be half-hour long Q&A jam sessions where you can ask whatever you want about freelance editing, and I will do my best to answer it for you. And if I don't know the answer, I'll try to refer you to a professional who will. If an accountant or a lawyer is better suited for that answer than I am, because I'm neither an accountant nor a lawyer. And then also you'll get exclusive access to a private Facebook group where there will be other entrepreneurs just like yourselves who have a liberal arts degree and are trying to make money off of it the best they can. And you get all of this. It's a subscription fee. It'll be $48.99 a month. You'll get these perks even after the course starts. And as a bonus, you'll get a prorated tuition on the course based on how many months you've been in. So if you're interested in that, you can go to, let me key it in and make sure that this is accurate. Yes, startyourediting.business/membership. And you can subscribe there and get started. I've posted that into the chat, which hopefully those out there viewing, thank you for viewing. You can take a look and think about if that's financially viable for you right now. And subscribe to my newsletter. I think there are tons of places on my website you can do that. You can also just shoot me a message at hello@startyourediting.business and say, hey, I want to subscribe. That's for free. That's mainly just alerts about webinars that are coming up and about how the course is going. But exciting stuff is coming down the line. I'm really stoked to share what I've learned in my 3+ years of full-time freelance editing with you. And for those who don't know me very well, I've been in the trade publishing business and editing in some way, shape, or form since 2011. I worked in New York for a couple of years, and then I hightailed it down to Florida where the cost of living is cheaper. But I still wanted to edit. So I said, hell, I'll work for myself. So I really look forward to getting to know all of you as the months go forward. Feel free to say, hey, any old time. Anyway, no questions this time, but hopefully next time, yeah. This is Jessica Hatch, owner of Hatch Editorial Services and launcher of Financial Freedom for Freelance Editors, saying take care, and I'll see you next time.